the metaverse is really creepy. First of all, it's like a CIA military project originally, and Facebook itself is actually an outgrowth of DARPA from the Pentagon anyway. And so there's a reason they're now like the metaverse company, because they're the ones that are, trying to carve out the biggest stake in it. Whether or not they do that, we will see. But there's basically people in mainstream media who have said the worse life gets for us here, the more you'll want to live in the metaverse, meaning like the more miserable we make your existence, the more likely that you will agree to be, basically plugged into the matrix.
Well, and I think part of it is they're making it seem like the world around us is boiling and getting destroyed, right? Can you kind of maybe correct the narrative out there about what's happening really with the climate and energy? Because it sounds great, right? It sounds like the most well-intentioned idea that we want zero emissions, we want to protect our beautiful planet. Meanwhile, they're like cutting down trees, which are the only thing that can take in the carbon dioxide, right? And we don't have the energy infrastructure, and China is in control of all the manufacturing when it comes to solar and wind and batteries. So like, can you just kind of correct what's out there?
Okay, so I mean, if you look at the organizations responsible for implementing the race to net zero and all of the stuff, you're going to find a bunch of bankers. It's bankers. It's Wall Street bankers. It's central bankers. The enemies of Bitcoiners, basically, are the people behind this. So I'll give you an example, because I'm hoping to do a lot of work in this space later on, and I've already done some of it. So last year I wrote about the Rockefeller Foundation, again, basically creating something called a new asset class that was accepted by the New York Stock Exchange. They're called natural asset corporations. So basically you can, a coalition of stakeholders, that's World Economic Forum speak, can basically buy, natural resources and charge people to use them or decide how they're managed. And it's basically, the way they map it out on their website is it's basically opening a new financial class by financializing and securitizing the natural world. So, and it's not just natural capital, that's what I've written about before: human capital, social capital, your relationships, your livelihood, all of that is to be financialized and all of that. So
the goal is profit. Obviously, the goal is for them to profit. They're taking nature,
but for them to profit and consolidate wealth even further and further and justify it all as good for the planet. And the fact that people are going to trust the worst people in the world, the most predatory people in corporate America, like Bill Gates, and mental, and bankers, the worst, most criminal banks in the world. Like, I was reading one about the blue economy, because they're securitizing the world's oceans as we speak. And wow. Yeah, and Deutsche Bank is a big part of that. And they're like, we just decided we love the ocean, so trust us,